A lot of people ask me, Sanjeev, what is this concept of boss is always right in the corporate world? And ये एक ऐसी बात है which I feel which is like common. A lot of people accept it, a lot of people don't accept it, but somewhere this is a buzz which buzzes in the mind on a regular basis. बॉस इज राइट, बॉस इज राइट, बॉस इज राइट, बॉस का क्या करना है, बॉस ऐसे बोलते हैं, बॉस ऐसे बोलते हैं. So this is like something ki, understanding the fact that boss can really be always right, or there's a possibility that it's something different. So आज का टॉपिक माइंडफुल कॉर्पोरेट में इज अबाउट, विल डिस्कस इज बॉस ऑलवेज राइट, नंबर वन, और rather we will discuss what is this concept of boss is always right. uh, I asked, when I contact people, when I meet people in the corporate world, I ask that why do you think is this concept of boss is always right is there at all, ये है ही क्यों? And then I get very different answers. We have heard it since ages. When I joined this organization, I joined with very very great excitement, and when I come here and I find to know from others, boss is like this, boss is always like that, फालतू की बात मत करना, सुनते नहीं है, he's not like that. Now there are a lot of versions which I hear from different people, and here is the concept to really understand and being mindful about boss is always right. So I would start with the concept of uh, interdependency. No supervisor or boss can be successful without you, without his team, without his subordinates. And similarly, no person can really grow in the corporate world by not aligning with the boss, because boss has got that one right whereby he has the power to decide, discuss, and nominate about your performance. Now this is where boss is always right concept को हम थोड़ा सा एग्री और डिसएग्री के दोनों के लेवल पे करेंगे. कहते हैं ना that I agree and I also agree to disagree. I agree and I also agree to disagree. Now, most of the time, boss is always right comes from the fact that we might not have experienced our boss about this concept, boss is always right. Majority of cases, we hear it from someone, we understand from someone gives their perspective, and you accept it without knowing anything. And this is it. So, my dear friend, number one thing, whenever you come to know that boss is always right, is buzz in your mind, not from somebody else, but from your mind. Number one, you should try to know the reality. What is the reality? Is boss really always right? Have you experienced it? Number two, whosoever told you about this thing, that this man is like this boss is like this supervisor is like this, have you ever asked them, why do you say so? Because you never know about his experience with the boss, with his input, his efforts, his outcome, what is he or she doing in the organization, in the business, in the corporate world. There are cases, a lot of time, people would say कि नहीं ऐसे मत करना क्यों? क्योंकि there's a possibility कि people would say कि uh, this man is like, this man is like that. So I'll share one example with my life. In one phase of my career, I was getting to report to dual bosses. That was, I can say, an opportunity for me. And people told me, Sanjeev, the second boss which you are going to report, be wise enough, don't choose him. He's like this, he's like that, he doesn't hear to anyone. He's the man who has thrown people out of his team just without understanding it all, blah 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 blah, many things. All the well wishers told me about that, but then my question was, did you experience this, or did you just see this happening with somebody? And they say, no, we have not reported to him, we are not working with him, but what we have seen, the results that is happening with him since long ages. I said, okay, thanks for the input. And that's the point when I realized, let me experience this, let me go and experience this person. And I went and joined him as my second boss, and that was a dual boss reporting. And genuinely, within 1 week, pasine chhoot gaye. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? What have I done? Why? Because he was so demanding, so um, high in his ask and outcome, that it was like difficult sometimes for me to really handle. But it was just around few days, and I realized one thing. You know what? What is he asking in every meeting when he's after me? What is his demand? Why is he talking like this? Am I not working enough? I was being asked to get this into this role because I'm productive enough. What is it that I'm missing? And that was the time when I realized, oh my God, the difference that was happening between him and me was not about the work, but it was only about the reporting system he wanted from me. He wanted the reporting system, whenever whatever is done, give me in a particular pattern, and I was giving him the report in a little different fashion, different pattern. That was, I was making my way of reporting. And he, being at that senior level, being the director level of the organization, he doesn't have so much time to really get out of this and get into this, forget this system and then go for it. He doesn't want to. And that's the point. What he realized, I realized one fine day, let me try his format. And that was over. Over means that was the last moment in my life that I really faced any discrepancy between both of us. And we enjoyed so healthy relationship that when I left the job, he told me, Sanjeev, I'll miss you. That's the point. See, understand. It's so simple to say for us to say that he demands like this, he thinks like this, he says like this. Boss, understand. If he's asking, can we understand the logic? Or just because I want to be into my comfort zone, I'm saying, hey, वो तो ऐसा है. I have to actually really move out of comfort zone, not because the boss, not because for the boss, but that's the way I learn. That's the way I learn and grow into my future career. And that's where I say point number 3 about this concept of boss is always right. Experience it, face it, because anyone who is telling you is their experience, may not be their experience, but maybe their just feel factor, probably their own face to face, or maybe many a times we are implanted, you know, implanted with somebody else's thought. Don't just accept it like this. Ask why to the other person and फेस योर सेल्फ, बिकॉज हर इंसान का काम करने का अपना अपना तरीका होता है. एंड इफ द अदर पर्सन इज इन कंफर्ट जोन and boss is demanding something different, for him the boss is wrong, boss is demanding, boss is right, boss always tries to be doing that. Or has he tried to really understand the situation? I'm not saying that go always like that, but at least go and have an alignment with the boss ki aapko chahiye kya. If you are productive, if I am productive, I know I am doing my best, I would have no fear of connecting with my boss to understand what's missing in me. Because once I understand what's missing, I grow. So अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं कभी भी boss is always right, that's either implanted by somebody or it's my experience. If it is implanted by somebody, be very mindful. What are you doing for your success and your growth? Because this is somebody else's thought. This is not your experience. But if you have experienced it and you are missing that alignment, you now are authentic on your experience, in your way, in your mind level. So be very mindful before even accepting this thought, because dunya mein not even one statement is true for everybody. It cannot be true at 100% level. It is only at some places because of individual behavior and action. So great guys, in this journey I really want to tell you that if you are mindful about your alignment with the boss, this statement stands invalid. Otherwise, it's valid. Enjoy. Catch you every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. for Mindful Corporate, and we discuss different topics every time. Till then, bye bye.